Good morning. My mom and I are here at the Longs Peak trailhead, located inside Rocky Mountain National Park. And today, we're going to go for Peacock Pool and Columbine Falls. And most people see Peacock Pool and Columbine Falls as they're hiking over to Chasm Lake, but we're actually going to try and get down there today. Official start time, 5:15. All right, I'd say we've knocked out probably a little over 1 mile. We've passed the first little waterfall. We hit a few more corners, and now we're up here to this nice little flat area. We're gonna hike past the Goblin's Forest campsite. And then after that nice long straightaway, you'll come over a small log bridge, come up a few steps, and then you hit this spot. And then from here, all we've got left is a few switchbacks and a small straightaway, and then we should be up at the big waterfall. And once you make it up there, then you're finally getting somewhere. And in 1 hour and 15 minutes, we've almost made it up to the waterfall with the bridge going over the top. And this is originally where the Alpine Tundra sign used to be. And then they moved it, and then they moved it again. Yeah, so far the weather isn't cooperating. We're not getting the partly cloudy, we're getting the all the way cloudy. It's almost like we're hiking up in the clouds. Yeah, you can't even see Twin Sisters over there. We just passed Jim's Grove Junction, which means we've hiked 2.5 miles. We can't even see Chasm Junction up there because it's in the clouds. Passing by Bigfoot Cairn number 1. Yeah, Bigfoot built that. Can I get 200,000 views on the video, please, now? Yeah, who do you think built this trail? Humans? You think they actually moved these big rocks around? Yeah, right. Bigfoot built this. Undebunkable proof right here. I feel like it's getting a little bit brighter out here. We might just be in between the clouds though. But this is kind of a bummer. We're not going to get the awesome views if this keeps up. We're officially in the big steps. And this is one of the hardest parts, I think, because we're pretty much going to have these now all the way up to Chasm Junction. Passing by Bigfoot Cairn number 2, because why would humans build that? That doesn't make any sense. Bigfoot obviously built that. We're taking a break off the trail here. We're trying to drag this hike out for as long as possible, hoping that the clouds will blow out. I don't know, the wind is picking up, so hopefully that'll help. But as we're sitting here, I'm trying out my new caffeine beans. Check them out. Extreme Sport beans with caffeine. So my mom was not liking the Keen Targhee 4 hiking boots that she'd gotten for Christmas. They were hurting her feet. So she took them back to REI yesterday and got these Ultra Lone Peak hiking boots that look a heck of a lot better, in my opinion. And so far they're working out. And look at this big dark cloud rolling in directly towards us. That's crazy looking. We're in the cloud. We're definitely in it. And we can feel the rain coming down too. Just barely though. It's just now 7:50 in the morning. So we've been out here hiking for 2 hours and 35 minutes. And we've made it up to Chasm Junction. Well, at least the good news is that we've knocked out like 2,200 of the gain. So we don't have much left at all. Yeah, these clouds are blowing around up here. We'll get some views and then they'll be gone. And then we'll get some different views and then they'll be gone. And that's looking over at part of Meeker, which was looking pretty epic. And now it's gone. And there it is way down there, Peacock Pool. And that might be hard to get to. So far we have not seen any kind of an easy way to drop it down. It's just all thick bushes and trees. So we're gonna stay on this trail a little longer and see if there's a better way around the corner. That's a straight drop off right there and is not the way to go. Oh yeah, and as we come around the corner, we're seeing the path down. This doesn't really look too bad at all. Maybe take it down these rocks right here. And that's really not too far. And then it kind of flattens out a little bit. And boom, we'll be at Peacock Pool. Well, it looks a little more involved down there, but we'll get it. And then right here by the rock benches, which are real nice to sit on, we're gonna split off the trail and start working it down. And that really does not look that bad at all. Plus we're gonna try and stay on the rocks so we don't do any damage to the tundra, because we care. We care about the tundra. Columbine Falls is looking epic over there. And I think this is gonna be the way down. I feel like there's almost a little path carved in. I mean, it's a little loose, but look how short this is. Yeah, this really isn't too hard at all. You can see the path carved out right through here. And this is the way to do it. I haven't stepped on a single flower yet. And I don't plan on starting. And we've come down the first section there with the little trail that was dug in. And that was pretty easy. However, we have found ourselves in much bigger rocks now. And the rest of the way down to the pool might be a little trickier. So we're gonna keep picking our way over the rocks here, being as careful as we can. We had to pick our way over those big rocks, which my mom is getting ready to do. However, it's gonna bypass this dense little patch of trees. And check it out. It's looking much better right here. We're gonna veer it over here to the left and see if there's a way down. However, it's not looking good right now. We're not seeing the path. Lots of trees, lots of places that we can't go. But we're gonna keep following it down. So far, so good. And that might be a cairn right there. Not really sure. But so far, this is really our only option. We've got dense trees surrounding us. Pretty much everywhere we look down here is a no-go, except for this one little path that's cutting through. And this might work. I don't know, we're gonna keep following it. Hopefully there's a way down over this ledge. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Well, and this might actually work. This doesn't look too bad right through here. We can take it down. And this little 15-foot wall is the problem. We might be able to drop it down onto those rocks right there, but I don't know. It doesn't look that good. So instead of trying that looks a little too dangerous. We're gonna look over here to the right and see if there's a way down this little rocky bluff. And this does look better. However, there looks like there's more trees over here. Yeah, this is definitely a more gentle way to drop it down. It's just we are gonna run into some trees right over here. And yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to fight through the trees right here. However, it looks like over here to the right, there might be a little gap. Yeah, right over here is going to be our only chance. We might be able to squeeze through right there. It looks short, but nasty. And that little spot was nasty. That was dense. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, sometimes you just got to push your way through it. All right. Made it.
Yeah.
And we're not quite home free just yet. Looks like we've got one more little ledge we need to drop down, and it's surrounded by trees at the bottom. All right. And right here is going to be the way. Take it down these little steps. Then once we're down, we can swing it over and we should be home free. All right, we made it. Peacock Pool. It's just now 8:45, so that took us 3.5 hours. And we want to sit right there. So we're going to work it around. And this is going to be our spot right here. And we both thought that Columbine Falls was a little closer to the water, but it's really not. It's tucked back there. And these are the views from our spot. Nothing but a cloud. And it's just gotten worse ever since we've been down here. I mean, when we were hiking down, we could see the lake from the trail up there, and there was some visibility. And then, like, as soon as we sat down, it just got all socked in, and it's been this way ever since. However, I'm gonna be stubborn. I feel like sitting up here until this clears out, because I know the second we start heading back, it's gonna clear out. And then I'm gonna get pissed. Well, we're going on like 40 straight minutes of cloudage. However, I feel like it's getting a little thinner. It's getting a little brighter out here, and I can actually see over to that rock now. Yay! Well, we're going on an hour straight now of total cloudage. This is ridiculous. Can we get a little help from Bigfoot and his magical powers to blow this out of here? Please help us, Bigfoot. Please help us. We're going on an hour and a half. We're trying to wait this out And this air is moving through here. This isn't like a stagnant cloud at all. I mean, it's moving from the east to the west. It has just been constant. Not a single break in this cloud yet. We keep thinking it's going to get brighter, and then just more comes rolling up over the hill. Yeah, thanks for nothing, Dickfoot. Dickfoot. It's getting a tiny bit better out here. We can actually see across the water over to that snowfield. Barely. And it's finally starting to thin out a tiny bit. Yeah, we can actually see the rocks over there. Man, we're gonna have to come back on a clear day, because like right up there would be Meeker, and right over there would be Long's Peak sticking up. You're like, are you wearing mittens right now? Yeah, I'm wearing mittens right now. It's freaking cold sitting up here in this cloud. Woo! This water is cold. We're trying to wait these clouds out. We're going on 11 o'clock. Been up here for 2 hours now. And we're finally getting a little bit of a break in the clouds. Heck yes. I was gonna sit up here all day until these things broke up. We can barely see over there now to Columbine Falls. And that's a tall waterfall. Holy moly. Maybe on the way back we can try and get a little closer to that thing. That looks cool. I mean, that is huge. Huge. Yeah, this is epic up here. I'm so glad we finally got the views. Now if that cloud would just blow out, we could see beyond this wall and up to Long's Peak. I don't think we're gonna get that though. So originally, we came down somewhere over here where the rocks meet the grass. However, on the way back, I'm thinking we might try and take it up this little valley through here and see if we can get a closer look at Columbine Falls, and then take it up where the rocks meet the snow. Yeah, for about an hour and 45 minutes, we couldn't even see over across the lake right there. Totally socked in. And we're getting better views of this north side of Mount Meeker. That looks savage up there. And it's just now 11 o'clock, which means we've been up here at Peacock Pool for a whopping 2 hours and 15 minutes. But it was worth it. However, we do need to go back eventually. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. All right, let's do it. Let's take it on back. My feet are a little cold now after having dipped them in the water for a few minutes. Yeah, they're a little chilly. All right, we're gonna work it over here and see if we can take it up by the waterfall. And that's where we came down, right through there, climbed down those rocks. However, we're gonna stay a little closer to the water, hike around, and like I said, we're gonna see if we can get closer to Columbine Falls. Ooh, lots of little flowers though. Trying not to step on them. Yeah, we're taking it over here. However, I feel like we're going to get bushed out. Looks really dense over here. But you never know, there might be a little path that cuts through. Geez, there are tons of flowers over here though. Flowers everywhere. So what we're gonna do next is take it across the water right there, get on the rocks, and then take it up the rocks and over to the waterfall. And look at this area right here. This is amazing. Taking it up through the rocks here, and check out all the Columbine flowers. They're everywhere. Yeah, we think we understand why this is called Columbine Falls. It kind of makes sense. And we're going to stay up here on the rocks to avoid hiking on the flowers. And the amount of Columbine flowers out here right now is insane. And this is quickly turning into an epic hike. This is getting awesome right through here. Actually, it's been awesome. It's just getting more awesome. We're getting pretty close to the falls. We're just going to take it straight up through here and right on over to them. We're trying to stay on these rocks as much as possible so we don't have to step on the grass or step on any flowers. So far, we're doing a really good job of avoiding all that. And those rocks were a little bit loose coming up, but not too bad. We pretty much made it over to Columbine Falls. However, we're going to need to cross that water one more time. And somewhere in here we're going to have to get across and then take it back up the rocks, back up to the trail. Oh yeah, I think we can get across this no problem. Not bad. Just have your handholds. Come across, stay low. Put a foot right there. Right in that little groove. Do the other one, to the right of it. Yeah, right in there. Come across and grab this. That'll work. Come down here. You got it? Here. All right, all right, all right. Whoa. Okay. We're almost there. We're almost there. Yes. Well, Jesus. And now we just need to hike up through these boulders right here. The trail's not too far away at all. And then we're home free. And that's going to be the shot right there of Columbine Falls. Unbelievable. And the clouds have cleared out and we're getting awesome views of Mount Meeker up there now. This is amazing. I love that shot of Columbine Falls and Peacock Pool. That might have to be the thumbnail. And now we've got Long's Peak popping out as well. It would have been really cool to get a shot of it from Peacock Pool, but we waited as long as we could. But man, this hike is epic. I am loving it. It's definitely better to angle it a little more to the left over here, closer towards the falls, because you get some grass. If you keep going to the right, it's nothing but straight up giant boulders over there. Yeah, see what I mean? We've got more grass over on this side, closer to the snowfield. Whoa! About busted my ass. Yeah, coming up this rocky section really isn't too hard at all. We're almost up there. We almost got it. And there's the trail right there about 30 feet in front of me. And I'm on the trail. Heck yes. That whole area down there was awesome. And the rest of this hike should be a piece of cake now. And these are the awesome views that we were getting robbed of earlier. It is just amazing back here. And it's just now 12 o'clock. So that took us just under 1 hour to come around and under Columbine Falls and then hike back up to the trail. And that's crazy. We crossed that thing like right under the falls. And we can see just dozens of people coming up and going down from Chasm Lake. And I really can't blame them. That is arguably the best lake in Rocky Mountain National Park. It doesn't get much better than Chasm Lake. And we're crossing back by where we had dropped in earlier, right through there. And other than fighting our way through those trees, that really wasn't a bad way to go. And these views that you get when you're coming around to do Chasm Lake are unmatched. Some of the prettiest views in all of Colorado, in my opinion. We made it back to Chasm Junction, and we're going to take our last little 5-minute break right here. I had to get a drink of water and swap out all my batteries. All right, 3.5 miles back down to the trailhead. And look at all the elk down there on the snow. They're having fun. And this waterfall deserves a name. Maybe we should name it Barb Falls. All right, and we're back. Longs Peak Trailhead. It is just now 2:05, so that took us 3 hours and 5 minutes to get back. Took us 3.5 hours to get out there this morning, and I'm gonna put that right at about 8 miles. The book says that it's 3.9 out to Peacock Pool. However, we went a slightly longer way on the way back, which added a little bit of distance. So I'm saying 8 miles total. And the elevation gain is going to be over 2,500 vertical feet. Epic hike. I'm so glad the sun came out. All right, Peacock Pool and Columbine Falls. Woo. Boom, got it. Well, we hope you enjoyed that hike. And until the next one, y'all, peace.